We're now on Dcad lesson 13M, and we're continuing with drawing organization and sheet notes. And this one's going to be relatively short. What we want to do is in each one of these drawings that are on this sheet A2, I want to make sure that all of the text and sheet notes related to each drawing are in their proper layer. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom up on some of these individual drawings. Actually, I'm going to zoom up on the entire drawing itself initially, and I want to make sure that the noted information is in its correct layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit L for layers, and I think first and foremost I'm going to look at the floor plan. So I can actually go here to the layers filter and scroll up to active layers only showing the actual layers that have information in them, and then click OK. But before I click OK, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the text for the main floor plan. I'm just going to click on that and right click, and then I'm going to go down to select highlighted layers and left click on that, and you can see that it's selected all of the text in the floor plan. What it has not selected is the text for the doors and windows. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click OK, zoom up on that floor plan, hit Escape, and so that's just and these arrows also that are indicating the various doors and windows are not in the proper layer. It looks like the sheet note boxes are. So I'm going to hit Escape now, and actually I can just hold down Shift and continue to select things that need to be selected that aren't selected. And as I go through and select these various door descriptions and arrows and so on and so forth, and now I can pull up my info box, and it says they're in multiple layers. Well, I know that since this is my floor plan, everything needs to be in layer 2. So I'm going to click on my layers info box there and scroll up to 2. And so now everything is in layer 2. All those notes are in layer 2. So that's taking care of that one. So next is my foundation plan. And the foundation plan should have its notes in layer 16. So I'm going to hit L for layers and click on layer 16 now, and right click and go down to select highlighted layers and click on that and click OK. And I can see that it looks like the dimensions and the section lines are all in the correct layer, but the sheet notes are not. So I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to continue to select items. One thing that's kind of handy is right now I'm still in point select mode, so it's showing all the points. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click out of that. So if I click on it, it toggles it out, and you can see you can no longer see the points in the selected items, but they're still selected. So I can hold down Shift now, and I can use selection rectangles to select things. So this one, for example, I selected it. I'm going to hit F5 to go out of the large cursor, and I'm going to hold down Shift and select all of these, and I still need to select some arrows. So that looks like everything, all of the notes and stuff are selected in the foundation plan. So now I can click back into point select mode, and you can see that see all those points. And so now once again I'm indicating that these selections are in multiple layers. So I'm going to click on this arrow here, and this needs to be in layers. Everything needs to be in layer 16. So I'm just going to click on 16, and now everything's in layer 16, and I can just click in the drawing somewhere. And if I don't believe it, or if I don't trust it, I can click on one and make sure it comes in layer 16, just to make sure. So everything's in layer 16 now in the foundation plan, having to do with text, dimensions, and sheet note boxes and that sort of thing. So now I have the roof framing plan, and what I need to do here is essentially the same thing to make sure that that I'm in the proper layer. So I'm going to hit L for layers and scroll to my roof framing text, and that's layer 37. I'm going to click on that, and then right click, and once again I'm going to go down to select highlighted layers and select it, and then click OK, and I can see that my dimensions and my section arrows are all selected along with my title and all that, but the sheet notes once again are in the wrong layers. So what I'm going to do is just to make it quick and easy, I'm going to go out of point select mode, hold down Shift, and just do a selection rectangle here and select that guy. Selection rectangle here and select that stuff, and then just click on this arrow. Go back into point select mode, because that's a good way to make sure you have everything. Those points really stand out and show really well. So once again, I'm in multiple layers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that, and I need to be in layer 37. So I'm going to click on that, and now let's put everything in, all that text and sheet note arrows and sheet note boxes in layer 37 for the roof framing plan. I can click OK now, or click Escape, and everything's selected. So I'm going to hit Control W. So now I need to go to my wall bracing plan. I'm going to hit Z and zoom up on that. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go hit L for layers and go back into layers. My wall bracing plan is layer 42. So I'm going to click on that now, right click, and then select highlighted layers and click on that, and then click OK, and I can see that everything is in the proper layer there. So that's in layer 42, so I'm good to go. Now I'm going to take a look at my roof plan, and I'm going to hit Control R to get rid of all this visual debris, artifacts. Cleans that up, in a heartbeat. So I'm going to hit L for layers. And my roof plan is layer 30, but that text is in layer 31, so I'm going to click on that, just left click, and then I'm going to right click and go down to select highlighted layers once again. Click on that, and then click OK. And it looks like everything's in the right layer except for this sheet note. So to make it, the simple way to do that is just hit Escape, and I'm just going to use a selection rectangle to click on that guy. And looks like I picked up another arrow there that I didn't need to. And these are in multiple layers also. So that needs to be in layer 31. So I'm just going to click and scroll down to layer 31. And click on it there. And so now if I hit L for layers and select layer 31 by clicking on it and then right clicking on it and select that, click OK, that confirms that my text and everything for the roof plan is in the proper layer. So now I'm going to go over here and hit Escape, and I'm going to select my detail here, and it's in multiple layers also. So quick and easy way to deal with that is hit Escape, hit L for layers, and that should be in layer 90. And let me select that and see, and right click. And select highlighted layers, click OK. So it is. So it's in the proper layer, so we're good to go there. So now we have our section drawing, and I know that some of these sheet notes are probably in the wrong layers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit L for layers again, and go down to layer 76, which is my text for that section drawing, and click on that, and then right click on it, and once more time select highlighted layers and click OK. And boy, almost nothing. So to do this as quickly as possible, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out of point select mode, and I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to select groups of stuff like that. This guy over here, all these guys here, this guy here, this guy, and a bunch of arrows. Just hold down Shift and you can click near them and it will select them. And just select these various arrows. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into point select mode, because that helps me make sure that I've just selected the things that I want to select. So go into that, and then once again, it really highlights the points, and you can really see what you've selected there. So over here in my info box, it says it's in multiple layers, and I want all that to be in layer 76. So I'm going to click on that arrow, and then click on layer 76. It puts them all in layer 76, and click elsewhere in the drawing. And I'm good to go. So the only other thing I want to check in the section drawing is my insulation and gravel and that sort of thing. So I'm going to hit L for layers, and I'm going to go down to layer 77 and click on that, and then right click on it, and then go to select highlighted layers. Select it, click OK, and now all I need to do is just take a look at it. It looks like my insulation, my footing drains and soil and gravel and sand and all that stuff looks to be in the proper layer, so it looks like I'm good there. So I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to hit Control W. So now we have our text for our various individual drawings in their proper layers. And the reason we want to do that is we're going to be importing a bunch of this information back into our original working drawing, our W1 drawing. So that concludes this lesson 13M, Dcad lesson 13M.